gosh. Ooh. I tripped. Fix your mistake.
Ladies, what will you do if your husband speaks to you this way? You accidentally spill something on his head while you guys were cooking, and it's like, fix your mistake, like with that kind of stare, with that kind of tone, with that. And you were like, oh my God, I'm sorry. You've already apologized though. But it's just like, fix your mistake. What would you do? Like, how would you react? What would you do? What do you think is going on in this marriage? Because this woman posted it on her page that this is what her husband did while she accidentally spilled something on his head, just tiny little thing on his head, and he's speaking to her that way. Let me show you guys some reaction from people, then I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
Gosh. Ooh. I tripped. Fix your mistake. Okay.
Hey pal, this is really not how you talk to people. Fix your mistake? Like that to your wife? Dude, I've accidentally hurt my husband. He's accidentally hurt me. I mean, one time he was kissing all over my face and my nose ring got snagged and it hurt like a bitch, you know what I mean? And just like, give me a minute to like breathe through this pain and I'll be Gucci. Like, talking like that to your partner is so crazy. Oh, that adds up. I'm only kidding. Kind of. USMC. I'm a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Anyway, they have kids together. They have a daughter together. Can you imagine Mr. Marine and how he would react if he saw somebody talking like that to his daughter? Like, you're all camping and your daughter accidentally flings a little bit of liquid on her husband and he reacts like this. You just gonna let that go? Probably not. Because, like, you don't talk to people like this. You don't talk to your wife like this. You don't talk to your daughter like this. You don't talk to your son like this. You don't talk to your friends like this. You don't talk to anybody like this. Like, she very obviously did not mean to do it and she apologized profusely. Well, you could have just been like, hey, can you get me a rag or a napkin, please? This is ew, gross, yuck, yuck.
Gosh. Ooh. I tripped. Fix your mistake. Okay.
Hey, imagine that's your little sister, and that's how her new husband talks to her.
Oh gosh. Ooh. I tripped. Fix your mistake.
Okay, so did anybody else see that video? At the bottom it says, I accidentally hit him with eggs when I tripped, because she had just kind of misstepped, and the eggs that she was making there ended up hitting him on the top of the head. And that is the husband's reaction. And I was like, I hate this. Like, what? The eggs appear to not even be cooked yet, which means that it was likely cold eggs that hit the top of this man's head. But it's not even about that. Like, yes, if it was hot, if it hurt, like, that's one thing to, like, have a reaction. But to talk to your wife like that, what? Accidents happen. She was already apologizing, already saying, sorry, oh my gosh, like, I know that I just hit you in the head with that. You mean to tell me a grown man can't get his own towel to wipe his head off and be like, it's cool, no big deal, it wasn't hot, it's fine? If he reacts that way about something like that, I'd be willing to say that he probably reacts that way to a lot more than just eggs splattering his head. And look, I'm always the first to say I don't know their relationship. I don't know if she was defending him. I didn't even follow through and watch the rest of the content because I'm just like, I just don't understand posting it. I don't. If you are going to get on and like defend your husband, like he's a really good guy, like this was just a silly thing. What was silly? Showing a vulnerable moment where he talks to you like a toddler. And you shouldn't even be talking to toddlers like that, right? Like, we shouldn't be talking to anybody like that. We should be like, hey, it's okay, no problem. It wasn't even hot. I'll clean it off, no big deal. I just don't like it. I don't like seeing videos where husbands show red flags and then wives post them online and then play silly when people are like, yeah, so that's a red flag. And they're like, no, he's so good. He's the best. Then don't show his worst. Anyway, how would you feel if your husband reacted like that to you? If you accidentally spilled something on him and then apologized right away? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments.
I tripped. Fix your mistake.
So I spent 21 years with a man like that. And I just want to say, it doesn't start out with him acting that way all the time. Like, everyone in the comments were saying that, or the men in the comments were saying, well, he, like, he was just upset that he got egg on him. Like, it's no big deal. He's not a terrible person. And in the beginning, it's like that occasionally. And then it gets to be more and more, and they get aggravated by every single thing you do. They don't just get aggravated by egg on their face. They also get aggravated that you clap funny, which at the end of my marriage, my ex was weirded out that I was clapping funny. So it never ends. It just progressively compounds and builds on itself over and over and over again until they are nothing but that person that you just saw in that video. They look at you with disdain, like that man looked at his wife. They look at you with annoyance, like you're a child, and which is, I hate even saying that because I can't imagine even looking at a child like that. Could you imagine looking at someone like that with that death stare? It's you should not be in a relationship like that. I spent 21 years thinking that was normal, and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse until he was giving me, a friend of mine labeled it smell the fart, where they're just like, they're just disgusted with you all the time. Nothing you do is good enough. And it's mistakes like that in the beginning, but then it becomes something like, I remember telling a joke, and my ex just said that, just had this look every time I told a joke, every time. And when I got with my now husband and he laughed at one of my jokes, I genuinely started bawling because my ex never laughed at my jokes. He did the smell the fart look. And it was the most healing thing to have someone actually laugh at my jokes. And this is how, when they say that emotional abuse is insidious, they are not lying. It starts off with being kind, being nice, and then they'll say one mean thing, and you're like, oh, that really hurt my feelings. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it hurt your feelings. And then a couple years go by of you saying it hurts your feelings, and then they start saying, you seem a little sensitive to this. Like, this is my personality. Why are you so sensitive? And then a few years go by of saying that, and then they start to say, you can't take a joke. You're way too sensitive. I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. It never ends. It never ends. It just gets worse and worse and worse. So everyone, and I think she's taken the video down. I went to her page and I didn't see it on there, but, and you can go watch this video that I stitched. She did a good job of explaining this situation, but I dealt with someone like that for 21 years. That look he gave her, I have seen that look so many times. And that attitude of fix your mistake, not fix the mistake, or please go get me a napkin, which is what he should have said. Even if he was frustrated, because I get frustrated, my husband gets frustrated, we get frustrated, but we usually don't take it out on people in such an aggressive tone. Like, if I'm cooking dinner and I'm like, please get me the butter out of the fridge, I might say it like that. And then a few minutes later, once I'm, done cooking and being I often get frazzled when I'm cooking. I'll say, I'm so sorry. I was so frazzled. I wanted to get this done before it burned. And my husband will all inevitably say, I understand. I get frazzled when I'm cooking too. But there was nothing in that moment where he needed to be so aggressive and needed to give her such an ugly look. And I've been with my husband now for 5 years. He has never looked at me like that. Never. But guess who did? The man I spent 21 years married to. And it didn't start that way. It progressed to this insidious building and building and building until they hate you. And they may hate, some women might get lucky and they start being like this man pretty early on. But it took my ex years to get to this point. And And I can't remember a single moment in my life where he didn't ruin the day. Major events, birthdays, Christmas, holidays, outings, vacations, they were all ruined. And I can look at every single picture and see the fight still that led to that moment being ruined. I can still hear the fight in my head. It's getting a lot vaguer now because I haven't been with him in 6 years, something like that. 5.5 years. But y'all, this is a pattern that starts. And maybe he was just frustrated. Maybe he's actually a good husband and this was a very bad look for him and he's gonna eat crow for a while. But if you're seeing this kind of attitude a lot out of a spouse, please run. Like, just file for divorce. I was a Christian, and my Christian counselor said, please be prepared for divorce. It's that bad. It's that bad. Be prepared for divorce. And in all my life, all my Christian friends have ever said is, you can't divorce him unless he cheats. You can't divorce him unless he cheats, which is not true. Abuse, neglect, and adultery. If you're a Christian and you believe that, abuse, neglect, and adultery, you can divorce. It's in scripture. They just only teach what Jesus mentioned, which is adultery. But there's plenty of scripture that shows it was more than just adultery. Can you imagine for a second that your husband can beat you to an inch of your life and you have to stay, but if he sticks his pee-pee in someone else's pee-pee or other holes, then you can leave. Only then. Explain that to me. Anyways, I don't want to get on this whole Christian bit. I'm just telling you now, if your spouse is acting like that man on a regular basis, or even more than once, please. You can even DM me on here and I'll help find you ways to get out. But and be careful with anything that you need to be careful with, because my ex was never, ever hostile until after I left him. And I don't know if he would have done anything, but that was the first time I was ever afraid of him was after I moved out. So always be careful. Even and like I said, I was with him for 23 years and we were married for 21. So I knew him well. And I never would have expected him to do some of the things he was doing after I left, after I moved out. And that it just concerned me and made me nervous. I'm not saying he would have done anything. I'm just saying it was very eye-opening. He even talked about putting me in a mental institution.
Right.
So it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse.
When women come online to tell us how abusive their man is, how they are tired of the marriage, or how their man, sometimes they cannot even explain whatever is going on. They just tell you that they are done with him, he doesn't like them like that, they're not feeling it. All these things started little by little. And these are little things that we just ignore and just feel like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. It is that deep because you guys are cooking together. If not that you hate that person, you dislike that person, you won't speak to the person that way. She already said I'm sorry, and she was even laughing or something. It could have even turned to a joke. Both of you have just ended up smiling and be like, that is it. That is the fun of it. Both of you cooking together and all of that. But then fix your mistake like the boss. Like, why would you make that kind of mistake? Why would you do that to me? How dare you? How dare you do that to me? So what if she actually did this intentionally, just like, so that both of them can play around or to make it playful? So that is how it's gonna react. Because the way she said I'm sorry, and it feels like it's not a big deal. It's not like it burns the skin or something that is in pain. When somebody does not like you, they don't need to tell you. They don't need to tell you from their words that they don't like you. Most of the time, you have to look at these men actions. And tiny little actions show if a man likes you, if he wants to be with you, how he feels about you. It is not what they say in their mouth. It is how they treat you on little things. I just feel like if things like this continue in the relationship, like the last creator that said she married a man like that for 21 years, that was exactly how I usually look at her, exactly how I speak to her. It was abusive. This is I feel like if you continue that kind of relationship with a man like this, later on you just, I don't know. You will see it, Sha, later on. But then all these things start little by little. Most of the things that we ignore, because I see a lot of women post some things about their husbands online, and when people start to tell them that you have to be careful because this type of behavior was what happened during my time, they tell you, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. My man loves me. It was just a one-time thing. It was just a 3 seconds video. You guys are judging my man. You guys are judging my husband. He's a good man. He's a loving father. He provides. He takes care of me. He protects us. They start defending him. And things that people that have experienced something like that, they are telling you the way he's looking at you, the way he talks to you, the way it shows that it does not like you. But I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like women should learn from other women experience. Don't make it happen to you first before you learn from other people's experience. Is that kind of man that wants you to fear him with the way he responded. No playing. That kind of husband that is no playing. Fear me. You don't talk to me anyhow because I am the head of the family, or I'm the head of the house. I am the man in the house. You don't do stuff like that. It's as if you're talking to a child or your maid. I feel like that is if you're talking to a slave, your maid. If your maid does something like that, probably that's how you respond. Not even your child, because you won't talk to your child like that. Fix your mistake. Oh my god, that was. Is it? That's so harsh for your woman, your wife, the woman that has kids for you. Like I don't get it. How I just know that these men always tell on themselves. Even they might not say it, but their action always tell them how they feel about us. And I feel like it's high time women start watching actions, not just words. When a man tell you, "I love you so much, I'll spend the rest of my life with you," watch his actions. Actions will show that he really, really wants you. If you're saying different things from what he's saying, that's exactly how he feels about you. Exactly how he feels about you. Because the way he spoke to her, his reaction does not warrant whatever happened. They will have just like, she will have just dust it and just like, and they will just laugh because she was actually like, you should just dust and just laugh and people continue what you're doing. Sure, is fix your mistake. She your slave. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section as usual. Respectfully, Jacob Mary David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.